Hi, welcome to my next vodcast. Today I will be discussing the importance of a policy brief as a communication tool. So let me start by explaining that typically a policy brief is a concise, targeted communication piece developed to help policymakers, stakeholders, and decision makers with clear, evidence based information on a specific issue, policy option, or recommendation. There are two types of policy briefs. The advocacy brief focuses on persuading readers to adopt a specific policy option or action. An objective policy brief presents balanced information on different policy options without advocating or a specific solution. Well, you may ask, what is the purpose of a policy brief? While there are several purposes, the key ones in my opinion I would say includes it stimulates dialogues by encouraging decisions and discussions. It persuades stakeholders to adopt a particular course of action. It helps policymakers understand complex issues quickly. It also bridges the gap between researchers and policymakers by translating technical research into actionable insights. As a communication tool, it helps policymakers to make informed choices by presenting complex information in an accessible and actionable format. So, how does it do this? Firstly, it provides clear, research backed evidence to support recommendations, simplifies complex information to ensure the key messages are conveyed in a concise and precise manner, highlights the relevance of an issue, action needed, and enables decisions supported by facts, focuses on specific audience to ensure that the message echoes and aligns with their priorities. It provides a cohesive narrative that encourages diverse stakeholders to include policymakers, government officials, academics, NGOs, and private sectors, fosters informed dialogues and builds consensus by presenting evidence options and potential outcomes. Finally, it builds trust among stakeholders and the general public by encouraging transparency and accountability. Now, I will briefly explain how to develop a policy brief. First things first, have a clear and compelling title which captures the essence of the policy brief. Develop an executive summary which must showcase a short overview of the issues, key findings, and recommendations. Next, the introduction should provide the context and background information to frame an issue. Now is an important factor, the problem statement. It is typically a concise explanation of the issue or challenge being addressed. This is followed by an analysis where evidence, data, and insights are presented. An important part is the recommendations, and this needs to be very specific, actionable policy solutions or actions. The last part is the conclusion, which summarizes and emphasizes the importance of addressing the issue. Now, some tips to write a policy brief. It should be clear and written in a simple language, no jargons or technical terms. Emphasize on important details and be concise by using bullets highlighting certain facts. Focus on one challenge only. Don't have too many things put in together. Use a persuasive tone to make it a compelling read. Write keeping in mind the target audience. After all, every writing needs to be read by a particular target audience. Use visual representation to make and break the monotony and make the reading interesting. It's very important to highlight the practical implications and benefits of the recommended action. In short, a policy brief is a powerful communication tool that connects research, evidence, and practice, enabling impactful communication for effective policy decision. Of course, if possible, use a prescribed format or template if you're writing your policy brief on behalf of your organization or company. It makes things very easy. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you enjoyed the same.